Bang! What's up? Sorry, I was at the gym just getting absolutely jacked. You see them? You see that thing? You see the name right there? Jesus. Okay. Tonight, we are blessed enough. Hold on, let me close the door. All right, everybody. We are blessed enough to have the legend of Arizona, one of them at least, Miguel Ortega, going to join us with the good old Freddy Sanchez from El Paso. So I'm going to send them the link right now and get them on here. Got some questions to ask them. They've got a match April 15th, if you didn't know. Now you know. We'll get them signed in here. What up?
I have a lighter. I was like,
ready?
Shit. Nowhere near me.
I threw the alley-oop and she failed. Love you. Yo, Mr. Michael Layton, the knuckle dragger himself. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this all over Facebook, all over YouTube's, TubeUbes. Share. Facebook Messenger. My guy. Throw that in the chat there. Throw this on Facebook. Did you, Michael Layton, or if you're still with me, did you see Tom Stubblebine blocked Edo and is denying his his request for a super match for $1,000? Fellow clown, what is going on, Mr. Legendary Vulcan? I was just literally talking about you. Oh wait, no. Did I just do the wrong one? I think I did. No, I didn't. Cool. Yeah, it's pretty funny, bro. So I am just waiting for Mr. Miguel. He just gave me the thumbs up. He'll be joining me here in a sec. And Mr. Freddy to get the link, and then they will be on and popping with us. Good times, good times. Super excited to chop it up with these guys. Okay, we're on Facebook. We are on live on the Artillery. So I'm excited. Once again, we're just waiting for Miguel and Freddy to join. This is going to be a big time match. For yous that don't knows, Freddy came down here not too long ago and pulled Mr. Legendary Vulcan, who's in the chat. His name's Edo Muslik. Great match. It was 3-2 Freddy's way. It was a battle. It was a war. Ed is one of and has been one of Miguel's predecessors at one point, where he was with Westside Arms and he was practicing a lot with them and under Miguel's tutelage, and Miguel was helping him a lot. And I think it's getting soon to the point where we'd like to see Ed and Miguel down the line, maybe a year or two. And this is just one more step in there. Oh, here we go. Looks like we got Mr. Sanchez with us. My God. Yeah.
We in, boys.
What's up, man?
What up?
How's life? How you doing?
Life's going pretty good, man. Just got out of a arm wrestling practice with West Texas Arm Sports Crew.
Nice.
Just got a good little workout in. Didn't go too crazy though, because we're like 15 days out or some crazy shit like that.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about like your process behind a super match. Like, do you give yourself like a solid 2 weeks before like kind of taper and start to drag it down a little bit?
Yeah, I try to go with like a taper. I used to not taper at all.
Right.
Like I used to maybe do like 1 week before I used to practice. kind of heavy still. And then the week of just like walkthroughs. So like Thursday, I would just do like just my hits, just like my paths, my angles,
movement
stuff
stuff.
like that, movement stuff. And then Saturday, game day. But now I just feel like I've racked up so many little nicks and injuries and tendon pains that I'm just like, fuck it, I'm gonna take like 2-3 weeks off. But it like the thing about taking time off though, it kind of fucks with my head too, because I'm like, damn, I'm not doing anything, like I'm not getting any stronger. So I make sure I show up to practice at least like 2 weeks before, like for sure. But just I start tapering like a month out. I'll go a little lighter. I'll tell
It's
people, hey,
crazy
don't.
because as arm wrestlers, we do something every day related to the sport that even 5 days, 6 days will start to play on your mind where you're like, dude, I'm itching. I got to grab a handle or my wife's hand or something and put the strap on her or something. You know what I mean? So
Right. I always feel like I got to be doing something, but.
Right. Well, dude, super happy. Pleasure to have you. Thank you for joining us. We're super excited to have you again in our backyard here in Arizona for another super match.
Cool,
so thank you.
No, thanks for having me. Like,
Hell
that's
yeah.
an honor for me, like to join you guys. You guys are an awesome crew over there.
Hell yeah.
Last time that we had the super match with Edo, man, that was electric. Like,
dude, that was a war. That was nuts.
Yeah, the match was freaking phenomenal. It was awesome for the viewers and for the spectators, but for me, I was in deep water, man. I was like, what the fuck? I'm drowning out here.
Beat him with a bent wrist, had to go all sideways with a bent wrist. That was very impressive, by the way.
Yeah, man. I had to kind of whip something up real quick and make it happen there, but like just the energy that was there in Arizona was freaking awesome. So I'm hoping to have that same energy next super match here with Miguel coming up, which I feel like it's going to be even more electric this time. Like,
dude, I do too. I do too. I'm super excited for this match. I was kind of talking a little bit about it before you got on, and Miguel said having trouble with it. Hold on, let me text him.
Get him in here. He's scared.
Hold down the link. Open in browser of your choice.
Cool. Can you see me there? Is it a little bit dark or?
It's a little dark, but I can hear you and you're clear. You're clear as day. So,
all right.
But all good. He'll get it. Sometimes it's just if you're using it on the phone versus the computer. I'm texting him right now. But yeah, man, Arizona, I think is within the last year or two really grown as a community, Arizona or arm wrestling community, if you will. Lots of newbies. We've always had like a really stable 10 to 15 veterans that have been here and kind of run things for us and kind of shown us the ropes. But the outer side group is like Ed. Ed's only been around 2 years and probably one of our strongest dudes in our group now. So it's really nice to see stuff like that. West Side Arms is the group that or the team that Miguel is from. And he'll obviously talk a little bit more about when he gets on here with us. But that's one of the older teams that's been around. And Miguel and Wayne are the two leaders of that. And I don't know if you've ever met or pulled Wayne Arsenault. Have you?
Yeah, I actually met him for the first time last time when I went to the super match with Edo.
Yeah.
Right after that, I went and because Miguel hit me up and he's like, "Hey, come chill with us over here, bro."
Yeah.
Like he was trying to celebrate me beating Edo because he was telling me like, "You better beat Edo." I'm like, "Bro, aren't you guys like a thing, Arizona?" He's like, "Nah, not really." He goes, "Yes, but no." And then I'm like, okay. It's because me and Miguel go way back.
For sure.
We go way back, so we're pretty close. But let me tell you, man, it's gonna be intense and it's gonna be a legit rivalry when it comes down to it. April 15th.
Okay, he's just texting me right now. Click join the stream. Put your name in.
Yeah, you know what I had to do was good thing that you kind of like shot me that link like a couple days ago, because I was trying to figure out how I can get it, and what I had to do is I get it from your messenger.
Yeah.
I open it, and then from there you have to open it in a separate browser.
Yeah.
And then
I was just about to text you that.
Yeah, once you open it in a separate browser, then you can get it.
Yeah.
So that's why I was able to get in here right away, because I was like, ooh, I remember from last time.
I texted him that, and he sent me a picture of just like putting his name in and joining the stream, but it's kind of funky to play with a little bit. It looks like he's watching us, so
Oh, come on, Miguel.
hearing us.
See, it's because Miguel's a little bit older than me, so he's not too smart with the technology. He missed the era. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's in that era that like doesn't quite like know technology too well. So
no, he loves going live. Miguel always go live. Miguel have a few Coronas and go live during practice, and it's one of my very favorite things to watch during Facebook.
I'm just fucking with y'all, though. I'm just trying to pick on his age.
Yeah. But yeah, that's one of my questions, and one of the things I was gonna say. Freddy versus Legendary Balkan left hand match?
What up, Edo? Left match? You don't want none of that shit.
No, it was someone else put it in the chat, but you guys pulled left-handed in, what was it, Colorado, right? Or
Colorado State, we pulled twice left-handed. Yeah, the first time I just went right through him.
Yeah,
and then he adjusted in the semifinals, and he actually put a hit on me, and I stopped him with my wristband back, and I just went wham sideways. It went. You know, veteran elbow versus kind of rookie elbow, I guess.
Kind of the same way as in like round 5 of your guys' last match,
right.
Where you kind of just
same thing with same thing. He has a super strong hand, real thick hand. So he got the best of me there on the hand, but just my elbow held up better than his. But
so you were saying before, how long have you known Miguel?
Shit, I started arm wrestling in 2013.
Oh wow.
Okay. And I think Miguel was already probably arm wrestling around that time too. So he was kind of the guy.
I think I've heard 13 years around here. He's been arm wrestling like 13 years.
Yeah, see, so I'm like on my 10th year. Yeah. So when I got into the sport, I kind of heard about, Eric Wolf. I heard about John Brezink. I heard about Todd Hutchings. I heard about Miguel Ortega. They were all training there. Wayne Arsenics, or how do you say his last name?
Arsenault.
Yeah. So I heard of all those guys, and I was like, oh man, that's a good group of guys.
Yeah.
And I would watch them practice and stuff like that. So that's how I know him. And then just like I had beat this guy named Fabian Collin from Colorado. He was national champion, and Miguel had a super match with him. So Miguel was kind of hitting me up like, hey man, any advice? Like, you've pulled him before, you've beat him, like, any advice? And so, we just been texting here and there, back and forth. And then whenever I would go to Arizona, he welcome me like family, and he'd be like, hey man, come chill with us. And he's always super cool with everybody. So that's how I know him.
And I might be wrong, but I believe he's gone down there to El Paso and hung out with you and Mark and all them, and gotten practices in with you guys too, right?
Yep. As of recently, I think he came like last month.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. It wasn't so long ago he came, and he felt like a tank. We got to pull a little bit, and man, I'm not much of a slow puller, so but
that's kind of where I'm going at with this. Is I have a feeling that you guys may have gripped up as of recently, and I'm kind of seeing, maybe from your perspective, how did that go? You say you said you're not a slow puller, so I'm guessing maybe in the slow pull he might have a little bit of the advantage on that end, and maybe on a fair ready go things might be a little bit differently. What you're saying?
I'm hoping so. Because Miguel is like a slow puller.
Yeah.
If the match stops, he's got you. Like, it's really hard to finish him off. So every time we've practiced, I don't go for the kill. But he definitely feels stronger than me. But I think I have a little bit more speed and a little bit more IQ, but I'll find out.
You think there's a lane? You think there's a lane, huh?
I think there's a lane. I think for sure I can find one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think the cool thing about Miguel, the very unique thing about Miguel, is the style in which he pulls. For being around 13 years, man, it makes me upset that he's not getting on here quick enough so we can talk about it with him. But let me see. But for being around for 13 years, the guy can pretty much do it all. He has a strong hand. He can top roll if he needs to. It's not his go-to. He's definitely shoulder forward inside arm wrestler, but very much what I like to call a leaner, where he said, bro, I'm fucking struggling.
Come on, Miguel, you better show up. Don't back out already.
Hold the link open in browser and choose a different one.
Yeah, so open the link from your messenger, and then from there, go to open in separate browser, and then join from that separate browser.
Right.
On iPhone, it's Safari, but I mean, I don't think he has an iPhone.
Damn. But what I was saying is he's a leaner where he very much leans forward onto that pressure of his elbow. His shoulder kind of gets behind him, sucks his elbow underneath, and then just kind of it's a press. It's a form of a press, but at any point in any moment, if he wanted to, he's got a little bit of drag with it as well. You know what I mean? He can kind of mix it up. So obviously an OG, a veteran, but someone who's super tricky to pull. Another also one of those guys where you feel like, oh, his wrist is going back, but his arm has not moved a bit. You know what I mean? So it's like, but he's still right there. You know what I mean? So
for sure, he's got like one of the strongest arms in the game.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
You know, it's pretty easy to say that he can hang in there with some of the best for sure.
It was crazy to see him, someone who at the point when I saw him in those super matches, I didn't have much knowledge on him professionally, competitively. So to see him like Fabian Cologne, whatever his name is, who was at the time was probably a solid like 50. There we go. I think we may have got Mr. Miguel. Let's see. But like a solid like 50 pounds on Miguel at the time, dude. Like it was a big weight difference. He was taller. He looked like a fridge. The dude was huge. And Miguel pulled it through. Miguel made it work. And then I don't know if you've seen one of his most recent super matches, but we have a guy down here named Sid Gotti, who is a 300-pound walking refrigerator. He's a power lifter who benches over 600 pounds raw. And
holy shit.
Yeah, he's huge. He's huge and fairly new to the sport. But I mean, just with the mass and the sheer strength that he had, Miguel had a match with him too. And same thing, this elbow forward pressure is it's something very, very difficult to deal with, man.
When was that one?
This was in June of last year. So it was some time ago, but I want to say other than Tony Barrasso, it was his most recent full super match.
Oh, shit. Okay. I didn't see that one. I got to check that one out. Check out his weaknesses.
It's on my Armtillery channel. If you go back the June 4th, I believe, matches is where it's under, but you can't miss it. He's a big dude in purple, and then Miguel with his backwards hat and his sunglasses. Now, we got Miguel on here. Miguel, can you hear us at all?
What up, Miguel? Where you at, boy?
Oh, man. Click access.
Running riot. Yo, Freddy, it's Justin from Albuquerque. You got this. What up, Justin?
Click
Thanks,
your
bro. I hope I got this.
Camera.
I think I do too. Let's go, baby. I'm already winning at the chat. Look.
Yeah, I see you got some love in there. So we'll go over some of this. Miguel is one of the OGs, absolutely legendary Bulkin in the chat. Freddy versus legendary Bulkin left-handed match, like we said that before.
I'll smoke him. He don't want none of that.
Yo, Freddy, it's Justin from Albuquerque. You got this. Yes, I can hear. Damn.
What up, Miguel? With join, boy.
So it looks like we have him in the chat, but we just don't have his camera access. So I think what you need to do, Miguel, is go into your settings for your phone for the app and allow access to your camera. If you're on the computer, then it's the same thing. It's as easy as just there should be a button right there. It should be allow access to your camera. But I got you. My phone was retarded, and yes, tech sucks.
Tech sucks. It's because he's an OG. He's an old school. That boy was born like in the 80s, I think.
Yeah, man. He's getting to the point where...
but still the 80s or what? Or like, I don't know. I really don't know how old Miguel is, but I think we're not too far apart. I'm 27, so.
Okay, so I got you by a few years. I'm 31, so.
Oh, you're 31?
Okay. Yeah. So
you don't look it.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Try it on your computer, harder on your phone. There you go, Miguel, getting some advice from the person who taught me this. Ed, legendary Bulkin, shout out, taught me to restream. One of the very few tricks I know is the one that Freddy said, where you can hold down the link and get into the browser. But if you got a computer, maybe try that out. But I got a few other questions. What are you coming to the match weighing?
I believe we agreed on like 235.
Okay, so
I
you
think
both
so.
kind of came up with something.
Yeah, I think they said like either 232 or 242, somewhere between there. I don't know. Maybe. Oh, he's at 87, even older than I thought.
Yeah, I was
87,
having a
baby.
hard time picking who I was rooting for, but then Freddie called Miguel old, and I'm older than him, so
Team
yeah.
OG for the win. Oh shit. Hey, them old fools are hard to beat at arm wrestling though.
Dude, they got them old man strength. That old man tendons are no joke.
For real. What the hell, man?
Yeah, there was a guy at our last tournament who had like very little to no technique whatsoever. It was a complete shoulder roll, and it was terrifying to watch against some of the like really stronger dudes. But he was just putting some of these new dudes away with it. And I was just like, oh, this old dude is just like all these young dudes are like, what the fuck? This is crazy.
Yeah, those old guys are fucking insane. Like I tell you, I think the top like 5 in North America are over 40 years old.
Yeah, man.
Easy.
It's like
in any weight class.
That's the prime, or that's the peak, is once, you know what I mean, you get into your 40s.
I think so.
What's up,
That's
Freddie?
what it's looking
Eric Rivas, West Texas Arm Sports. Shout out from West Texas. Love it.
What up, Eric? Thanks for joining us, bro. Puro West Texas Arm Sports, baby.
Rad Rob is another oldie here. It don't matter the weight. Left arm. Feeling better is Eric. I've been drinking a lot.
So yeah, Miguel says any weight. So fuck it. I think we're going in any weight. Then we're probably weighing in the same.
You better start up the Modelos and burritos then, because I can tell you right now that's what fucking Miguel's doing. Fucking...
Shit, that's what I'm on year round, baby. Beer and tacos. Shit. So we on the same diet, Miguel. Let's go, baby. We're probably gonna be weighing the same, like 230 to 240. I think that's what we're usually at. But Miguel fluctuates a lot, like more than me. Like I thought I fluctuate a lot because I go from like 220 to like 260 is the most I've ever been. But I think Miguel goes from like 198 to like 260.
I was gonna say Miguel got down to 200 for one of his last super matches. I think, or no, I'm sorry, it was Arizona State last year. I think it was.
Yeah, that's badass. I'm not that committed. I gotta start doing at least like 100 minutes of cardio a week, at least.
I was gonna say,
leading my own freaking health, man. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, leading up to watching it, I was super impressed just by his determination, because lots of like hiking, cardio, just shit that has no. It doesn't really pertain to arm wrestling, but just better for your health. And so it was really cool to see that. And I think it honestly made him stronger, because he was arm wrestling around like 210 when he arm wrestled that Fabian Colon dude. And so
was he that light? I thought they were about the same weight when they had the super match. No.
Because that's right when he had made weight to arm wrestle, though. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but the Reyes brothers, is that their names?
Nah, he had that super match with Fabian Collin earlier, like the year before, 2 years before.
So that was you're right. I think so the second year was the year he cut all that weight. You're right.
They were both at like maybe 250 or something, 260 or something. But yeah, when I pulled Fabian at 242, I just spanked him across the table like nothing.
Yeah, he I think it sounded like he had like IFA Worlds like win or like championship.
No, he actually qualified for WAF Worlds.
Wow.
Yeah, because he won nationals, and right after he won nationals in 2019, the month after, he pulled at his local Colorado Rocky Mountain State tournament, and I showed up and I whooped him and I got first place.
Nice.
So technically, I'm national champion without the title in 2019.
And you know what? We can talk about that a little bit, because it seems like we're probably not going to get Miguel on here in time. We'll probably do a separate live with Miguel, and I can work with him and get it on there if we can't get it tonight. But we'll kind of make this one a little bit more about you. And and I'll be honest with you, man. Like, I think the very first time I saw you was your win over Eric Wolf at Arizona State, and and this is a compliment, by the way. Every single person that I've asked about you that doesn't know about you, like doesn't know your accolades, your resume and stuff like that, is he really that good? He doesn't even look like an arm wrestler, right? I think you have got to be the most unassuming gangsta, the most unassuming killer that we've got in the game. I love it. Yes. And,
They
and
don't look like much, but I tell you, whip you across the table real quick.
I love
Miguel's
it.
gonna find out April 15th, boy.
I love it. And it speaks to so much technique, man, which I dive deep into. I cherish the game and the technical aspect of the game. And I very much respect you, sir, because I find that you're kind of the same and you kind of respect that part of the game a little bit more. So
Yeah. So the thing about me is that I've never been the strong guy, like at least on the arm wrestling table with the top guys. Like at school, like compared to the average person, yeah, I'm stronger than most. You know what I mean? Like right off the shoot, I think I was bench pressing like 200 pounds.
right.
Like I had never even weightlifted in my life when I was in high school. I was just doing 200 pounds like nothing.
Yeah.
I ended up maxing like 285, and then now I'm maxing out like 325 pretty easy on bench.
Okay.
So fairly strong, but definitely not the strongest guy out there. But on the table, I kind of had to rely on my quickness, on my table IQ, like on my setup, on my angles, on the speed, like everything else but strength. I've never been like a strength guy. So I think like that match with Eric Wolf was just the perfect counter towards Eric's style, because Eric is a very powerful puller.
Yeah.
And he's all hook. So I knew that. And actually, fun fact is I had pulled Eric once before that, and it was probably in like 2014-15. I was like a year into the sport, or like 2 years.
Yeah.
And he just whooped me, like outside the strap, he just boom, like nothing. But 8 years later or whatever, 7 years later, here we are at Arizona State last year, and I'm looking at Eric Wolf, and I'm like, man, this guy just won Vegas. Because I just won the Vegas tournament, and I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, I think I got this guy all day. And I'm like, I think that would be a great win. So I was just there to snipe him. I was like, I'm gonna snipe this dude. And I gripped up his hand.
Guess what?
What?
Guess what?
What? Oh, look who's in here, boy!
What up? What up?
I hadn't even had a chance to talk to Miguel about this shit.
Keep going. This is a good story, though. Keep going with this.
So, I'm talking about the time that I beat Eric Wolf, bro, at Arizona. You pulled the 198. So I was kind of happy about that. I was like, well, I don't have Miguel in that class. So, I don't have to worry about him.
Yeah.
But I was just there to snipe Eric, because I was like, man, I get a win on Eric and people are going to like notice me, And I thought I had him all day. And yeah, sure enough, man, I was able to slip, and I kind of just played it perfect, and I leaned into it, and I just got him separated, and I was able to get a win. Granted, people start talking about a super match between me and him, but a super match is a whole different thing, It's like, damn, I could get one win at a tournament. I don't know about 3 wins on a super match. So
yeah, you got to make adjustments. You gotta make bails. You got to do a whole lot of different things in a super match. Which
yeah. So that super match won't happen anytime soon, probably. Unless I just show up and just like whoop Miguel across the table, then I think people might want to see it. But I don't know, Miguel, is that gonna happen? Am I just gonna hop on there and whoop you, or what?
I don't know. That's yet to be determined, bro. We'll check it out. We'll see what happens.
Shit. It's gonna be good, bro. I've always wanted to pull you for real, like that Arizona State with you. We pulled till like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
But it was a lot lighter, bro.
It was a terrible idea, because that's the day that you fucked up my shoulder, bro. You, honest to God, I know something tore. I don't know what it was, but bro, I couldn't turn there's a lot of shit I couldn't do, bro. I was hating my life. My work is physical, and I couldn't do my job at work. I couldn't perform. I was getting in trouble. It was bad, bro. I actually called off for a whole week, which is a total of 9 days.
Damn.
I couldn't work, bro. I swear to God, I could not work. It was bad.
Yeah, I fucked up his left arm, because we were arm wrestling till like 6 a.m. and drinking beers like downing them like crazy. It wasn't the brightest idea we've had.
Miguel has never done that. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, I thought he would be fine because he does that on a weekly basis, but
Well, and so we were talking about Miguel. He had gone down, or you had gone down pretty recently to Texas to practice with Mark and Freddie and them, and Freddie was saying that he thinks that you probably have the advantage in a slow pull as far as, you know, getting everything comfortably and getting into it. But he thinks that there may be a lane for him with speed and a setup and things like that. Now, my whole thing with that is I personally think, and being from Arizona, I am going home squad for my man Miguel. I do hope that he gets the win. But I will say I do think he does have a good point, Miguel, because Freddie has been so active. I mean, tournaments mainly every month. He's got super matches here or there. He's got a lot of ready-go practice. Tell me, how are your ready-goes feeling? Have you been able to get some of that in with Westside? I know it's a little bit different doing it with your team versus, you know, other people, but talk to us a little bit about that, Miguel.
To be honest, like our training or practices, we don't do a whole lot ready-goes. I feel like if we do ready go, somebody could get hurt, but yeah, it's very important you work that, you know. In the last like 2 months, you know, I went to El Paso and trained with Freddy, trained with Luis Alarcon, trained with Mark. Those guys, we got a few ready goes in there. Like I said, normally I like to go just kind of slow pull. So me usually going to practice, whenever I hit, people are like, hey bro, why are you being too aggressive? Why don't you let me hit? So I've kind of established my way of pulling in slow pulling and don't really do ready goes, because then I feel like the other guy's going to think like, oh, bro, take it easy on me or some shit.
Right.
And I'm not trying to be a dick on the table. So I've kind of established myself as like, when I go to practice, that's the way I pull.
Yeah.
Like when I went with Freddie, Freddie's like, hey, let's do some ready goes. I'm like, you sure? He's like, yeah. I was like, fuck, all right. And then his buddy Luis like, let's do some ready goes with me. I was like, all right, fuck it, whatever, you know. As long as you agree on it, I'm good with it. But it's a big thing that you need to do, you know, I need to do, but I haven't been training that a whole lot. So after El Paso, like fast forward, like maybe like a month, I went on vacation, which was a couple weeks ago. I went to Mexicali and I trained with two guys. Well, it's three, four guys. But these two dudes that stand out in Mexicali, they're strong as shit, bro. His name's Sergio Aguilar and Cristobal. Fuck, man. I think his last name's Reese.
Okay.
These guys are heavyweights, bro. The nationals in Mexico, they placed. They're strong dudes, and they did ready goes with me. Dude, I was sweating, bro. I was sweating. We were going at it, and it was just like me versus them, you know. So
yeah.
They were strong, bro. So I got some ready goes in there. Then we went out to Cancun, met up with had a good time with the family, but met up with my boy Rocco back from AZ.
Yeah.
From here, and we got to pull a little bit. Dude, Rocco's strong as shit too, bro. So we didn't do no ready goes, but we got some slow pulling. Tomorrow is our last practice we're gonna have. I'm gonna get some ready goes in for tomorrow for sure. I have to. I'm gonna tell my guys, hey, whether you know, it's like we're going all at it. But
I love it. I love it.
Get some ready goes in on that shit.
So we already got like established, you know, weight kind of in that 230, 240 range, as long as it's somewhere in there. I think you guys are already pretty fairly close, just around sitting weight. Do either of you guys have a preference as far as, now obviously I'm not saying to start in it, but would either of you prefer straps or no straps, or is it just see how it goes?
To be honest, I've always liked doing no straps. I love straps, but when there's no straps, I get to see where my opponent goes. I get to feel whether he's got a stronger hand than me, I can slip out. Because even if like he's stronger, takes my hand, I can slip out, force a strap.
Right.
I want to see where the match goes. You know what I mean? I want to kind of dictate what's going to happen.
Okay.
Versus in a strap, if you're confident and he likes a strap, you only got like one thing to do, bro. There's no running. So
Yeah.
you either win or lose that one like that. So
let me ask you this, Miguel. Do you think that Freddy will be looking for the strap?
I think we will both want to get into the strap eventually.
I think so too. I personally think every round's going to end up in the strap. It's based off styles. I think that's where it's going, but I didn't know whether. Freddy, what about you, brother?
Well, shit, Miguel, I haven't even had a chance to talk to you, bro. This is actually going down, bro. Me and you.
I know, this is crazy.
Shit, bro, we haven't even talked. I had been meaning to call you, but I was like, nah. I was like, we'll just let this kind of boil up, you know. We'll save it for like a live video.
That's what this is about, baby.
Yeah, man. So it's like shit's going down, Miguel.
Yeah, no. I was thinking the same shit, bro. Man, there's been a lot of shit going on. Here in the family, we have a family member that's very ill, like severely ill, to the point where it's just I don't really want to talk about that. Let's just fast forward. I've been dealing with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So I've been meaning to call you, bro. I've been meaning to call you just to talk to you about the super match, but it just happened because Edo asked me for if I wanted a super match, and I was like, oh yeah. I was like, depends. If it's somebody local, I'm not interested. If somebody from out of town, count me in.
You guys keep going.
And he brought up what's his name, Top Row Low from Texas. So when he said Top Row Low, I was like, fuck yeah, bro. Like, dude, it would be a great match for me. Yeah. I'll be walking in as an underdog for sure, but it gives me something to train for, like extremely hard. You know, so he told me he's gonna reach out to him. He got back to me within like 3 or 4 days. He said, dude, it's not gonna happen. He sent me a screenshot saying he couldn't make it. Yada yada. And I was like, fuck. I was like, all right, bro. I was like, no worries, it's all good. And Edo stopped texting me. Then he replied like later on that night, do you want to pull Freddy? And I'm just like, fuck. I was gunning, no offense, but I was like, I want somebody who's really good that's gonna make me like that. I know that there's a good chance I'll lose, because I see you as like we're like even playing field, like we're even. You know, it could go, it's 50-50, you know, it's a toss-up. But
it's worse if you lose to me, for sure, for anybody. if anybody loses to Freddy Sanchez, that's a bad day for them.
You got to hear about it for the next year, man. Of course,
right? For sure.
Yeah,
no, I totally get where you're coming from, bro. Edo actually hit me up and he had proposed a match with me and Wayne.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck. And I was like, Wayne, that dude's bad, dude. And I was like, well, fuck it. I was like, I'm in, you know, I'm not gonna back down. And I was like, and if I beat him, bro, all of a sudden, like, people are gonna be like, oh shit, you know. And also I was thinking, well, I haven't seen him pull in forever. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he practices all the time, but I haven't seen him do any tournaments, any super matches. So I was like, maybe I might have a chance with him. But then Wayne was like, nah, it's not even a competition. I'll whoop Freddy. I'm way too strong. So I heard that apparently they said that Wayne and Jordan Sill are gonna super match, but what did that not happen?
It fell through, but that was apparently the plan. I think originally we were trying to get Tom Stubblebine. And Wayne or Ed was trying to get I always say us. Ed, forgive me, bro, just because I like interview people and stuff. It's all you, bro. Like, you get all the credit. I'm sorry I ever say that, but I think what Ed was trying to do was trying to get Tom Stubblebine and Wayne. Fell out. Then it was Jordan Sill and Wayne, I think, and then that fell out. And I think there was another person, but I don't remember the name. There was a lot of changes. Shout out to
Wayne is not pulling at this one then.
No, I don't believe he is.
Yeah, so and then he offered me the match with Miguel. And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, that is fucking huge for me, because I honestly see myself as the underdog. Like, I mean, you had told me that you have never beat Eric Wolf.
Yeah.
And
that's
in competition, in competition. He's
never beat him. In competition. I've had a super match with him. I've never had a win on him on a tournament. Usually we've always pulled different weight classes. Competition, like I said, I had a super match with him. I got smoked. And when you came in and you had that win, I was like, this fucking guy.
Right.
I was jealous. I'm not gonna lie, I was jealous. I was like, but I was happy for you. I was happy.
Yeah, no, thanks, man. Like, a lot of people are like, how does Freddy make it happen? Like, how? And I'm just like, I don't know either. Like, what the fuck? You know, I just show up and I try my best, man. But I I don't know.
Would you?
I really do see myself as the underdog, even though I do have a win on Eric. You know, anybody could have a good day. Anybody could have a bad day. Just because I have a win on Eric doesn't mean that I can beat you. You know what I'm saying? Or doesn't mean that I can beat him in a super match or whatever. But I mean, I think this match with me and you is going to be a real test for me more. You know, more than it is for you. But I mean, I don't know, bro. Both of us are, like you said, I think we're both kind of like in the same playing field, but I still give you like a 1 tier up. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be good, bro. But how much are you weighing right now?
I'm 240.
240? Okay, don't get any heavier, fool.
No. Well,
All right.
shit. I'll drop down to like 235. I got this super match coming up May 20th. And I agreed on we agreed because the guys that I'm pulling, they're like 205, 200, 205. And I told them I was gonna be around 210, 215, bro. I'm not, there's no way, bro.
Wait, so do you mind saying with who?
Yeah, so Hector from Mexico City. So when I went to nationals in Mexico, I don't know if you guys saw the guy that busted my hand back.
The lefty guy.
Yes. Well, we're having a super match righty, and then lefty, I'm having a super match with another guy. He didn't compete in nationals. He's a tough guy. The only reason why I'm pulling left is because I'm gonna be there, and I'm like, dude, I told the guy, I was like, hey, give me a left-hand match. And he's like, do you want to Hector? I said, no, I'm not that good lefty. I don't have confidence in it. I don't think anybody's seen me compete lefty. Like I pull in practices. I just don't have the confidence with my left. Like I feel like it's night and day, bro. Left and right.
Is that left doing better though? Since I heard it, since I injured
yes. It certainly is. It certainly is. But I don't have the confidence to compete with it. But I'm gonna start competing. Whether I get my ass beat or not, it doesn't matter. It's arm wrestling is arm wrestling. So I need to get it stronger one way or another. So I told the guy, set me up with the left-hand super match, and he gave me another guy, and I almost see myself as an underdog. But since I'm coming in heavier, I think I'll be all right.
Yo, did you see Greg Brown's matches and everybody that went down there to, I think it was Sonora? Did you see those matches?
Yes.
Have you ever pulled Monster, the guy that pulled Greg Brown?
No. I have him on a group chat on WhatsApp. I talk to him all the time, but never met the guy.
He's like 6'5" or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say he looked so tall. He looked huge.
I think he's walking around like 6'2", 6'3".
Oh, okay, that's me.
But still, that's tall. That's pretty tall.
He's massive, but he looks kind of amateur-y though.
Yeah, he was open. He was kind of pulling in open positions.
And I mean, Greg Brown was kind of holding him, so.
Yeah, I have a match with Greg Brown the same day that you two have a match. So.
Oh, bro, I'm excited for that one, bro, because let me tell you what, Greg Brown kind of told me, there was a little birdie that told me that there was some real beef going on between you two because of Utah State.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that.
It's funny. It's funny because, you know, I think saying it, I didn't think of it as beef, but now that I say it in retrospect, I guess I can see how Greg can take it as that. But
like arm wrestling beef, you know what I mean? Like
arm
wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're buddies. I mean, we sat next to each other the whole way back and watched our matches together on the way back from Utah. But I had made the comment or the phrase that I have his number, and he did not like that. He did not like that particular phrase. So I asked, and this is the first super match that I have ever had that I will put up money for.
Pro arm wrestling, baby.
So I'm pretty interested in really testing myself and making it serious. And Greg has been arm wrestling, I mean, shit, a long time, like I think 10 plus years, something like that. He's been around.
He's been around for a while.
Yeah, so he's got the accolades for me to come in at 2.5 years into arm wrestle, something like that. I give my praise to Greg. I do personally, over the last few times that we pulled, find myself to be the favorite. But there's definitely a lane for Greg. I will humbly say that I don't have much for him in a hook, but my whole game is not allowing you to get there in the first place. So he's going to have to really work on some supination, some shoulder dive, and some technique if he's going to want to make it competitive. I think he thinks that it's all going to go down in the straps and it'll be a different ball game. But I don't know if you guys watched how it went down in Utah. The only time we pulled in the straps, I had Justin Green attaching me with the oddest, most weird strap you could ever imagine in your entire life. So I just can't put too much accurate data on that, or else I'd say he's right. But that was the only time we ever pulled in the straps. And so we'll see, man. I'm excited for it. But no, this is not about me. This is about you too. Nonetheless.
Okay. Well, speaking of straps, you had
Yes.
said like if we want to start in the strap,
Yeah.
or if I want to look for the straps or whatever. I mean, I don't know. Like Miguel's hand seems to always kind of go back, but his arm doesn't go anywhere.
I told you that he's one of the very few pullers where you feel like you've made a gain, but you've realized you're like, wait, he may have just fucking gave me that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
He didn't even care. His arm didn't move at all. His elbow actually gained position. So maybe he didn't even need his hand in the first place.
Yeah. So I wasn't much of a strap puller for like a long time. But then I realized, at the highest level, like 95% is like all strap.
Yeah, man.
So I just had to get better at the strap, and I always look for the strap because I mean, if you're holding on, if you're arm wrestling holding on, it's kind of amateur,
It is.
And the only time that people should want to pull outside the strap is when one of the pullers is just way stronger. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So I mean, unless Miguel is way stronger than me, it might not go to the straps, but I think it's gonna go to the straps more than likely.
I do too. And I think that's what is going to make it interesting is both of you guys' horsepower in those straps. What I'm hoping is you guys, how many rounds are we doing? Is it 5?
It's whatever they want.
I love it.
Yeah. I think we're doing best of 5, I think.
Okay. I think I would guess that's the majority of what the super matches are going to be that are the higher ranked ones. But I just hope that, you see kind of like in the Edo match, each round kind of each one of you get your lane and get your spot and get to work where you're comfortable. Because you two are both hell of pullers, man, and so fucking talented. I'm really excited for the clash of styles. But I think this is another really big match for Arizona, not only, but Arizona going up against another state like Texas. Freddie, you get a lot of hype, you get a lot of praise as far as how Texas treats you and all the tournaments that happen in Texas. I feel like you see Freddy Sanchez's face. You see Freddie when you see Texas arm wrestling. Same thing with like Billy and Mark Perez. You're around, man. So we praise you. We respect you there. And I think the fact that we're gonna do more of the things like Caleb versus Joseph and you versus Miguel and things like that, dude. It's just like I think it's awesome. I'm so hyped. I know a lot of the people in the chat. Legendary Bulkin is stuck around for like now 40 minutes, so I know he's excited. He's usually out.
Yeah, he put a 240-pound Miguel is very strong. Yeah, bro. Last time you showed up here to a Paso, bro, I feel like I couldn't touch you, man. You felt super strong. Not even lefty, bro. And my lefty is usually like pretty decent, but you just felt super strong. Granted, I have been training like a ton, so I couldn't really gauge it either. But I mean, I know you were like probably 60% too. You were telling me, so it's like, fuck, man. I don't know. I'm nervous. I actually am pretty nervous, bro. But that's when I feel like I'm the best. Like whenever I feel like my back's against the wall, I'm like, fuck it, bro. Toda la carne al asador, you know?
Hell yeah.
I know that whole week leading up, I didn't know I was going to El Paso. It was a last minute thing that I had to go help out a family member. They're going to go into Mexico. So we're like, we'll take you guys. We'll drive you guys down to the border and you guys can catch a bus over there. But that whole week I was trying new workouts. I was doing 100 repetitions with like 105-pound dumbbells, seated rows.
Oh, damn.
Like pull-ups, 100. So all this shit made me extremely sore. And then Wednesday, a dude from Derek Smith's team, fucking Johnny.
Oh, okay.
Johnny hits me up. Johnny Dang hits me up, says, "Hey, bro, can I come pull with you?" And it's on a Wednesday, and I was sore, and I was like, "Fuck." I was like, let me get back to you. I hit up Tito. I hit up a few of the guys. Tito's like, hey, I'll pull. I was like, good, because I feel sore. I'm like, you guys can pull. So Tito comes through. Johnny Dane comes through. It's on Wednesday. We start pulling and shit. And me and Tito get in this fucking grinder. I actually got hurt by Tito and Ron like a few months back, bro. Both them guys fucked my shit up, my elbow. And from
Shout out to Ron King, just being an absolute beast.
So I was sore, right? The next day was Thursday, so I got to rest. And then that's when, Thursday, you guys, we pulled on Thursday or Friday?
Yeah, we pulled it right next day, bro.
Okay.
Thursday.
Sorry. So the next day is when we left to El Paso in the morning. Like I made up my mind that morning that I was leaving, or I think it was the night before. I hit you up. I texted you early in the morning. I was like, hey, bro, what are you doing? And luckily you guys are training. I was like, dude, if I have time, I'm gonna catch a practice with you guys. And I even told you, I just want to take pictures of your gym. I don't really, maybe I can't pull because I'm sore as fuck.
And he showed up and whooped us all.
No, I did.
Basically, bro.
I think I even remember that live, and I remember in the live you saying, like, I'm super fucking sore. I don't even think I'm going to pull, or I don't think I should pull, or something like that. And I was like, well, why the fuck are you in El Paso with Mark and Freddie if you're not going to pull? But
bro, I almost passed out because we're doing some ready goes, and Luis Alarcon, dope ass top roller, by the way.
Oh, Luis is a badass. I pulled him today.
This guy needs to fucking come out and pull. He is a badass fucking dude.
Bring some dudes with you, Freddie. Bring him, bring Edgar, bring everybody.
Luis Alarcon will fuck up anybody at 198 just about.
Bro,
damn.
Just about.
So I'm pulling Luis. Mind you, I'm sore, right? So it's practice. He had the best exchange in a top roll, but I had the best exchange in a hook.
Okay.
So he wanted to do some ready goes. Every time I was able to catch him, but it wasn't like, oh, pin him down. It was like, fuck. This dude.
It's a little sticky there, huh?
Bro, he is a bad dude. I was like, okay. So he was taking me right-handed, left-handed, top roll. I was like, fuck, man, I've been training my top roll. I was like, let's go straps. So we get to the straps, and I feel comfortable. It's like, ready, go. Damn, like that shit didn't work. I was like, let me try something else. Usually I have like 2 or 3 little tricks up my sleeve. Dude, I couldn't do shit to him with anything in outside game. I couldn't top roll. So
that's crazy.
Like, whatever, fuck it, go back to the hook. But Luis Alarcon, shout out to him. He's a bad dude. I wish he was coming out. He's a bad dude, bro. Bad dude.
Isn't there another guy that you train with or that you see often, Freddie, Edgar or Barrios or something like that?
Edgar Barrios, he just won first place
at
Midland at the 198 open class. He's fairly new, though. He's like maybe 2 years into the sport.
I want to pull him.
He's really strong, man. Yeah, it would be cool for you to pull him.
I want to pull that guy. You should get him down here soon because I've seen a few of his videos. That'd be a good pull.
Yeah. I got to get some of these guys down there for sure, man.
So we got some stuff in the chat. Miguel looking thick boy. That's from Michael Layton.
What up, Michael? What up, Michael? Michael's super cool, man.
Hell yeah. Greg Brown says, what? Miguel Ortega is weak.
Greg Brown says you're weak, Miguel.
No, I'm not that good.
The Berserker says Ron King versus Freddy Sanchez left-handed should happen.
I don't know about left-handed. Right-handed, I think I'll beat Ron. I think so. I like to think so.
Bro,
have you pulled Ron?
Powerhouse.
Can you beat Ron right-handed, Miguel?
I don't know.
Have you ever pulled Ron before, Freddie?
He came to an El Paso.
I pulled him in practice to where he had the best exchange in a top roll position, but in a hook, I had the better exchange.
Yeah.
It's a practice. You get to feel each other out.
Yeah.
Ron's strong, bro.
He's very strong.
He's a 205er. The dude is a fucking monster.
Yeah, left-handed, he's an animal. I've seen him left-handed. He just beats just about anybody, but he came to an El Paso tournament. I think it was like 2020 or 2021, and I didn't get to pull him in the tournament, but I after pulled him and I beat him right-handed in a hook.
Damn! Breaking news here: Edo, the legendary Vulcan, says Ron is now injured. His match with Tony Durasso has been canceled.
Oh no!
Damn!
Hey, dude, get Luis Alarcón to pull him.
Yes,
Bro.
To pull Tony?
Yes.
Oh shit. Well, let
Tony?
me fucking call him up. Let me call him up. That'd be a great one.
Yes, it would.
I'll just fucking tell him, hey man, just hop in my rental and we'll go.
Let him know that there was a fallout, and then I'll try to contact Ed and see if we can get something working. But yeah.
Saddest news I've seen all day. Speedy recovery, Ron.
Juan that's shitty. Shout out to Ron King, man. We need to see it.
So when I had the super match with Tony, dude, his post game felt strong as fuck, bro. Dude, this match needs to happen. I want to see that shit because
So you had a match kind of that happened with Tony, and then I think he got injured, right, Miguel?
Well, it was a setup. We're going in the setup. I wanted to top roll Tony. It wasn't happening, bro. His hand felt overpowering for me. So I was like, fuck it, let's see what happens. So we hit, my hand goes down. I'm like, fuck, whatever, slipped out. It's going in the strap. Then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go I'm stronger in the fucking strap. Let's do it. Let's do this shit again.
Yeah.
So we got ready, and then I felt that overwhelming power again. I was like, fuck. Okay, plan B. I'm gonna take this motherfucker in a hook. So I set up like if I'm gonna top roll, but I just as soon as they said go, I dove in. I got my shoulder in. He had a little bit of his hand. But as soon as I kind of drove again, I heard some pop. I don't know where. And I told him, I was like, dude, are you okay? He kind of glances at me and says, like he wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you want to stop? And he's like he didn't want to stop, but he did.
Yeah.
So anyways, he kind of looked at me. He's like, fuck, whatever, So I just kind of went down and looked slowly. Like I let off all the power I had. And I just kind of went, I was like, we can stop if you want. It's up to you. And he ended up stopping, bro, because I guess he had an event, Highland Games, like 2-3 weeks out, and he just stopped.
Damn, that's unfortunate. Yeah. So for anyone that's watching that doesn't know who we're talking about, his name's Anthony or Tony Barrasso. He's from Gorilla Arms down in Tucson. He has been pulling for, I think, about as long as me, or just about a little less time than me. So just around that 2-year mark. And just very much like Joseph Morento, this guy is an absolute freak for the sport. For whatever reason, his hand and wrist are already like almost at an elite level for like having little to no technique. He does not have a whole lot of technique, and he will be the first to tell you, but he is such a brute. He is such a powerhouse that he has put up matches in the pro tournaments at like AZ State with some guys that are like legit and giving them some hard runs. So the more he takes it seriously, we can only imagine the higher and higher the ceiling gets for a guy like Tony. But like Miguel had said, he is a Highland Games competitor and apparently really freaking good too. He sits around that 200-pound mark and has, I believe, I don't know if he has records, but he is like up there as far as in Arizona goes in the Highland Games. So Battle of the Brave, which was one of the tournaments that just took place the last couple weekends ago, was the Highland Games and the Arizona arm wrestling tournament in that. And Tony competed for 6 hours in the Highland Games, and then went over and took like second or third or something in arm wrestling. I think second in left hand, and then I'm not sure if he placed right, but the dude is just a talent. He's super strong. He's not even that old. I think he's younger than Miguel. I think he's a little bit older than me. So
I'm an old man. Fuck it.
So how old are you, Miguel? How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
I'm 35. We'll be 36 August 2nd.
Okay, so never mind. I think he's like your age. I think he's right there. I think he's like your age. But yeah, dude, like that would be an incredible match. I don't have any data on Luis, so it's hard for me to say, but I know that Tony is legit.
Honestly, look, I'm not even trying to talk shit, but I think Luis would destroy Tony.
That's awesome.
I don't know. Awesome. I don't know. I pulled both of them because
they're about the same.
Luis doesn't like to hook. Tony doesn't like to hook. They like to fucking pull outside. So that makes for a great match. Who is the stronger pop roller?
Who gets their lane? Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well,
They're
I mean,
both-
I'll tell you, he's getting ready for his super match with Dustin the Woody. I don't know if you know who he is, but he's one of the top guys in Texas.
I've heard of
Luis
him.
Alarcon's gonna super match him for Wyoming State. But I pulled with Alarcon today, and I got a few pins on him. I'll tell you that much.
Who? What was I gonna say? When is their super match?
I think it's like July 29th or something like that.
This would be perfect practice for him,
Dude,
especially if you think he'll
perfect.
smash him.
Perfect.
I think he would smash Tony. I don't know.
He might be heavier than Tony because I think Luis is what, like 225, 230?
Nah, Luis sits at like maybe 205.
Well, that's perfect.
Bro, make it happen, bro.
This needs to
I'll
happen, Freddie.
I'll try to make it happen. If not, I'm sure one of the other cards will get bumped up, like Edo and Tito or something, no?
So we got some in the chat here. Greg Brown says, Juan, you're speaking facts about the news of Ron.
Tony Barrasso de Tucson.
Juan says, Greg
Freddy,
Brown,
bro.
you're weak.
You messaging Alarcon?
Yes.
Tell
Voice
him,
message.
tell him. I'm gonna tell him that he can come with me because honestly, I'd like to see that match. If y'all say that Tony's as bad as you say he is, then it'd be a good match.
I think he's a for being so new. He's a tough guy.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Hey, so Miguel, tell me what you're gonna do, bro. April 15th. How's the match gonna look between me and you?
There you go.
I like you, Freddie. I like you. You're my homie. I love your ass, bro. But you know, there's money on the line.
Oh shit!
I don't think realistically, I don't think I'm gonna lose a match.
Honestly. Not one round.
Not one round.
Okay.
Not one round.
Okay.
What else? What else? On the strap, outside the strap.
That's yet to be determined.
Okay.
I love it.
We will get fucked up and we'll enjoy some of my winnings at the bar.
All right, definite drinks on you if you win or lose.
Okay.
Like a bet.
It's a lose-lose situation then.
Well, shit, I'm going to you. I'm going to your backyard, boy. It's the least you can do. Buy me one beer.
I got you, bro. I got you.
All right, bet. Hey, no, honestly, bro, like I said, I see myself as the underdog with you, but bro, I'm hoping that it's gonna be like a 3-2 for me.
3-2.
That's like best case scenario for me.
Yeah.
But I think you're gonna get some bullets in me. I think you're gonna get some rounds in me. But
damn, Michael Layton says he puts $100 on Miguel for a shutout. Damn,
$100.
And then,
put your money where your mouth is, Michael. The day of.
And then Edo says, let me know if Luis is in. So you guys just contact Mr. Legendary and let him know. That could be big. That could be big, man.
Damn. All right. So they're doing a shutout stake on me.
We got to get this on arm bet, baby.
Okay. Shutout stake. All I need is one win. Okay, I like that, Michael. All I need is one win. I don't even need three.
Hey,
just one.
I honestly think I don't see myself losing not one match.
Are you confident to put double the money if I don't get one round in?
Greg Brown says I'll take that bet.
I've been dealing through injuries in like the past. Right now I'm injury free, bro. Every time I've had practices, some shit's always wrong with me. It could be my finger. It's crazy.
Don't say that. You got practice tomorrow, Miguel. Don't jinx yourself, bro. Yeah, knock on the wood behind you or something, bro.
Drink all the beer.
There you go.
All the guys.
Hey, injury-free Miguel is
a 240. A 240 fresh Miguel is a bad dude.
Yes.
So am I getting the best version of Miguel there's been?
Oh,
I think so. I believe so. Yes.
I love that. Agree. That's a great question. And what about you, Freddie? Is Miguel getting the best version of a Freddy Sanchez that he'll be getting in 2 weeks?
Absolutely. No doubt. No doubt. You know, like Miguel said, something always hurts. There's always a little injury here, a little injury there, but that's arm wrestling, you know. And I don't feel 100% because I have some pains here and there, but I definitely feel like I am the strongest and the smartest and the best version of me that I've ever been. So
Okay.
I have to
Now,
say that.
would you guys measure that based off of how you feel, or would you measure that based off of your guys' recent lifts? Like maybe, looks like we may have lost Freddie. Maybe his phone died. But as far as you go, Miguel, would you say that based on like your recent lifts, or just based on how you've been feeling on the table with like Tito and Juan and those guys?
To be honest, yeah, it's how I feel against my training partners. Shout out to my training partners, by the way.
Hell yeah.
You know, it wouldn't be possible without them, bro. Every week, you know, week after week, we always link up, we pull.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, just how I feel, you know, everything, you know, hand movement, fucking wrist, strap game.
Yeah.
I feel a lot better. You know, I've seen like I haven't competed. You know, I haven't competed in a while. I haven't done shit. I have been training.
Right.
I've seen Edo, you know, fuck some shit up. He's been, you know, going to tournaments, fucking shit up.
Yeah.
And me and Tito went out to practice at Scott Wett's house. Shout out to Scott West for having us at his house that one time. Sid invited us.
Hell yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I pulled Sid. I pulled Edo. Mind you, I was hungover as fuck.
I think you got to pull Joseph too, right?
Left-handed.
Okay.
No. Did I pull? No, I didn't pull him right-handed.
Okay.
I don't think Joseph was he there that day. I pulled Joseph left-handed.
Okay, word.
I was pulling mostly Sid right-handed and Edo.
Okay.
But I felt like Edo got stronger, but he couldn't really do anything with my hand. Hook,
right.
Top roll. I had like control, and then I'm like, if Edo's doing this shit, you know, what level am I at? You know,
was this in the straps?
Straps or no straps?
Okay, word. Okay.
Left-handed, I was able to get him too without straps. With the straps, he was getting me.
Okay.
So he's very handy with the straps. He likes the strap
for sure.
You know, but I just that's what I'm basing it off of.
That makes sense, though. I mean. That's usually the best gauge is kind of, you know, once a week we get to test ourselves. And based off of that, I think, like I said, testing is a test. You get to find out based off those tests, you know, especially when, like you said, you're injury free. Everything has been going smooth. So I'll knock on wood too for you. But I really hope that continues, because those tend to be the best versions of ourselves is, you know, regardless of if I see the weight number, the PR number moving, whatever, as long as I feel good on the table, I feel healthiest, then yeah, man, I can't imagine that's not exactly what you're looking for. It looks like Freddie's got back on. So
it's just the confidence, your confidence level goes up, you know, it goes a long way, bro.
Hell yeah.
Usually
damn,
when there's
sorry,
an injury,
guys, my phone freaking died.
It's always in the back of your mind, you know, you know, second guess yourself.
Yeah.
Like, oh, man, I have a little injury here. Is it going to hold up? Fuck, man, I should have trained harder, whatever. I felt like I've done enough to be all right for this match.
That's awesome.
Another thing I'm kind of gauging off of is the boys in Mexicali,
yeah.
Sergio and Cristobal. They had pulled with Fabian. Fabian Vasquez is the guy that won overalls in Mexico. He killed me 2 times, destroyed me. I was tired, but it's a tournament. I didn't have shit for him. Those guys went out to him maybe like 5 months ago to pull with him. It's a practice, but they had good wins on him in practice because they were doing ready goes and shit.
Yeah,
we were kind of doing the same thing, and they thought that I felt stronger than him. They were like, bro, if you pull Fabian right now, you will beat him. I was like, really? So that tells me that I've got stronger. That's stronger. Awesome. My training's been going good.
Greg says Crystal Ball. Oh my God, that guy looks insane.
Who's that?
Greg Brown says that guy Cristobal. Is that who you were talking about? A guy named. Okay.
Hey, am I back in?
Crazy. Yeah, we can hear you.
All right, cool.
And then, and speaking of which, Freddie, Wayne says Freddie's getting smashed in the comment.
Another $100 for the shutout steak or what?
My brother Wayne. Shout out to my brother Wayne, bro.
Let's rack up that shutout steak out there in Arizona. I'm down.
Hey, I won't let you guys down. Let's go. Let's
Hell yeah. That's what's up.
So
Well,
yeah, back to like what I was saying. I mean, I'm feeling pretty good, man. I'm feeling pretty good. Probably the best version of me, I'm hoping.
so I asked Miguel, so are you basing that off of lifts that you're seeing that you're doing, or is it based off of how you're feeling on the table with kind of like each week that goes by, how you're feeling with your training partners and that kind of stuff? How are you gauging and basing that off of?
I'll tell you what, like on the table, it's very hard to gauge.
Okay.
Very hard. Like I feel like on the table, like 1 week I'm on, 1 week I'm off. Like sometimes I feel like I can beat somebody easy, sometimes I can't.
Okay.
But in the weight room, my numbers are steadily going up.
Interesting. So that would be a big difference between you two. I think Miguel had just said the exact opposite, where he can really tell table time wise that he's making gains based off of pulling certain people and getting that data, which I think we all kind of base, we call arm wrestling math. You know what I mean? Like this guy beat this guy, so I might be able to have something for this guy because this guy beat this, you know, that kind of arm wrestling math that we call it. But then versus you, where you're saying you're steadily seeing those numbers on your PRs move each time, right?
Yeah, like I've never kept track of my PR numbers. I've never been that type of guy up until like this year. I kind of like started watching out for my numbers, and my numbers have been going up for sure. And probably I'm at like the strongest I've ever been, like on bench press.
Yeah, you were saying 300 plus. That's pretty impressive for your weight. That's awesome.
Yeah, but bench press doesn't really correlate to arm wrestling necessarily, but I mean, I feel like I'm getting stronger as a whole.
I don't know that I agree with that as of recently, man. Every single person that I've met that has a strong bench is a strong arm wrestler. Now, I don't know whether or not it particularly adds to. I think there's way more fundamental lifts that you could do that I agree would make more sense. But like, dude, Joseph's a great example. Like little Joseph's 155 pounds and he benches 315.
Yeah, like I feel like full body workouts, like deadlifts or like compound lifts, definitely translate for sure.
Agree.
Like it has some truth to it.
I definitely agree. Greg Brown says, Freddie, tell Luis phone air mattress in the game room with his name on it if he needs to.
Hey, if you guys are really about him going, I'll try to get him to go, and if he's about it, and if we can work something out, we'll make it happen. But you can count on me showing up April 15th, hopefully, God willing, you know.
We're super excited, man. Let's see. Ask both what are their top 3 lifts for carry. Okay, so that's a good question. So we'll start with you, Freddie. What would you say your top 3 lifts are as far as a carryover to arm wrestling? Now let's start with like fundamental traditional gym lifts that don't have anything to do with arm wrestling. What would you say your top 3 are?
Well, I do the West Side barbell system.
Okay.
So it's basically deadlift, squat, and bench.
So you would incorporate, you would say squat. You would say squat as one of those?
Yeah, for sure. I do it every week. Every week I do a squat, a deadlift, and a bench.
Okay. And then what would be your top 3 exercises that you do for arm wrestling, as far as arm wrestling specific, whether it's this handle, that handle, this rotation? What would you say top 3?
I usually do a single pull on my table, which I barely started like a month ago. So I'm getting like about like 100 pounds on that thing.
Okay. And what are we just doing, like normal pronation, rise?
Yeah, like with the strap. I attach a strap to the pulley and then I just strap it around my hand, like if I'm pulling like an arm wrestling match, and I just lift and that's it.
Okay.
And I really don't do anything else PR wise for arm wrestling lifts. Nothing. Pull-ups. That's all I do. I actually do pull-ups.
And then how many times a week do you arm wrestle?
Once
a week. Okay. Now, Miguel, what about you? Not arm wrestling related, your top 3, like if you were to go to the gym, you would say, what would you be your 3 top lifts?
So in the last like 2 months, I haven't really gone to the gym to go do arm wrestling stuff. I talked to Wayne and shit. I talked to Wayne and he really embedded in my head to start doing fuck the gym, put your pulley on your table and start training.
Yeah,
So
dude.
for the last 2 months, I've been doing that, and like I really like I go to the gym because I get my cardio in. I got all the exercise machines to do cardio there, so that's why I haven't even I need to start going back just so I can do cardio.
Yeah.
I have a bike at home, but to be honest, not to bullshit, drink beer, eat food, and arm wrestle. An arm wrestle.
Top 3, huh?
Yes,
That's the best.
And as far as like PRs, I don't really keep track of that shit. All I know is I'm adding one more plate. I leave the plates. My favorite workouts that I do, I'll just leave my max on there, and then like when I come back, I'll take like 2 plates off, warm up, and then start trying to get to that same plate. If not, try to add another one. But I'm very careful because I don't want to get injured. There's certain, I do a lot of. I got the pulleys on the angles straight ahead of me on the side, so I'm doing a lot of that stuff. More so on my arm wrestling table.
Okay, and are we doing like you were talking angles, but are you doing like cup work, pronation work, rise work, all of it?
Pronation.
Pronation. Okay, now that's interesting to me because you're not you do have a strong pronation, but you're not a pronation forward style puller. So
No,
explain to us, is that because you work on that because you think it might be your weakness?
I've been switching it up, bro. I feel like I have enough back pressure, enough side pressure to hit that. If my hand fails, my shoulder is gonna follow, and I'll be okay.
I totally agree. Before you had got on, I was kind of telling Freddie a little bit or speaking with Freddie a little bit about how unique of a puller you are. And after 13 years, there's really not an angle that you can't find yourself in and be comfortable. Obviously, you have your strengths some places, but I really do feel like that jam, leaning inside forward, kind of shoulder behind you, really get that elbow forward in you is kind of where your bread and butter is. Whereas in pronation can really be a good defense for you in your hand if that lane gets attacked by Sir Freddy. So are you looking like pronation through your high post? Or are you looking to keep it low so that you can also hook if you need high post? Yep. Interesting.
So the match with Sid, I started training that maybe so after Arizona State, I started training that way because I saw after every tournament I do, I kind of go back and start thinking, what do I need to improve on? I go watch video. And after that event, I started training a certain different way. So if you go see that super match with Sid, I was posted up how I wanted to come out.
Yeah.
He was able to buckle my hand. I think the first match, I don't know. I know there's a lot of fucking fouls, but one of the matches, I tried to go out. He took my hand, or I tried to hook him, and he was actually able to open me up. And I tried to press. I got tired. I got tired. He did a King's move on my ass. He King's moved me.
Crazy.
Wore me out.
You got to see this match, Freddie.
So I had to switch it up. I was like, okay, I don't have no more hook in me. I'm gonna have to top roll. So the last match, if you notice, I posted up high. I pulled back with everything, and we were fighting with our hands, but I was still able to keep my hand over his until he elbow fouled like 2 more times, and he lost on elbow fouls. But my hand stood up on the top roll, back pressure.
I'm sending you the match that we're talking about right now, Freddie, so you don't have to go looking for it.
Right on. Cool. I'll do some homework.
But what would you say, Freddie, and be honest, what would you say right now you think your personal biggest weakness is that you feel like you need to put work into on the table? Maybe same thing like Miguel said, you kind of go back and watch some of your old footage and say, hey, this is a spot that I continuously lose in. That I can kind of make some headway. Even if you're stronger than an average person there, where would you find maybe inside game? What would you think?
I've always been a real fast top roller, explosive outside puller. and I feel like that move has slowed down. Like
Interesting.
I'm not as fast as I used to be or explosive as I used to be. So I want to go back to my origins and just be a little bit faster and more explosive on that outside game. A lot of it has to do with the tendon pain that I get right
Yeah.
in my elbow. So I kind of started adapting to a hook, but I definitely feel like my hook is still not my strong point.
Right.
So I'd have to say like my hook is probably more my weakness, but then also it's gotten way better than it ever has before just because I'm not as explosive in the outside as I used to be. So it's kind of like a blessing in disguise a little bit, but
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see.
Now, you were saying earlier before Miguel got on that you feel like that might be your lane, your speed. And I think it's interesting because we're talking about a 240-pound, 230-pound human. So speed is not usually something that you really hear in like the heavier weight classes and stuff like that. But it really, you're right, it really can be such a weapon for those bigger weight classes. Now, let me ask you, is do you feel like you were lighter when you were faster? Do you feel like it all has to do with the tendon pain? Do you feel like it's because you've gotten stronger and you've gotten more of a control type of style? I noticed that the more that I arm wrestled weaker people and I was able to control them, my hits started to go away. I stopped being as offensive and as explosive because I'm just sitting there kind of letting people work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's been my thing is that at practice, I try to hold everybody.
It
I
affects
try to,
you in a competition eventually, for sure.
yeah, I try to hold and I hold, and then eventually at competitions, I find myself holding a little bit more. And I'm like, dang, well, I kind of want to get back to being quick,
That
but
is a real
also,
thing.
yeah, and also like being quick to the pad is not always the best thing because if you try to go to this pad and you get stopped, all of a sudden you're separated.
Yes.
So I've also kind of learned to hit, but so not necessarily hit to the pad, but hit off the go.
Just enough to get a spot to where you're advantageous, you're in a winning position, but you're kind of burning out that other person.
Right. And I used to be a guy who, if I got stopped, I would lose.
Okay.
Yeah. And now I'm kind of like, if I get stopped, I'm a little bit more comfortable. Granted, I don't know how comfortable I would be if I get stopped by Miguel.
I was just about to say that.
That boy is sticky everywhere.
And we had kind of said that we personally both feel like if the match stops, that favors Miguel big time.
Oh, yeah, I think for sure. I think the key for me is to go right through him. And I think the key for Miguel is to put a stop on me.
Would you say that you feel like Miguel has the endurance edge?
I almost want to say yes because he's more of a stop guy. Like if he
Right.
puts a stop on you, that's his game. That's his
Miles.
world. So I almost feel like, yeah, I maybe do want to say endurance, but I'm hoping that's not the case. April 15th.
Okay, and Miguel, what about you? You think you've got Miguel on? Or I'm sorry, you got Freddy on endurance, but maybe he's got you on speed and explosivity. What do you think?
I think speed is probably about the same. I every time I arm wrestle, I feel like I'm fast, but I go watch the video, I look slow as hell. Just it's just so much shit goes through your head.
Right.
I feel like I'm going fast, but probably not. The endurance wise, I feel like I have pretty good endurance, but after tomorrow, I'm gonna be in the gym, fucking back on the treadmill, back on the elliptical, because that's how I get my endurance up. Not really arm wrestling, because tomorrow's my last day pulling. But the way I get my endurance is on doing cardio.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never really heard that, but I mean, it does make sense. I mean, you're really
it's all that breathing.
Yeah, you're huffing and puffing.
Inhale, exhale. You got to know when. When
especially if you anticipate a war. If you anticipate a really tough match, you can burn your cardio out in your first round really easily. So
what about do you got a better IQ than me, Miguel?
I think I'm more well-rounded. I can top roll, I can hook, I can press.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that.
I can, like, if you bring in a hooker, I can hook with his ass. A top roller, I can top roll with him. I feel like my top roll has gotten better. It's been slowly getting better and better, and I've been training it. I've been training my top roll way more than my hook. My hook is there. So I feel like I'm more focused on my top roll. I want to win by top roll. If I'm in a sticky situation where, like, fuck, man, guess what? I'm going to my number one move, and I'm gonna
throwing your ass in a shoulder hook, baby.
Yeah, I'm throwing that sink in there. That
yes,
bathtub is just. But I don't like to use that. I like to save it. You know, I like to use that shit.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I definitely think that you guys are both spot on with everything. And I think that's another reason why I wanted to have you guys both on, because I don't think there's really any secrets about this match, where it's going to go, how it's going to go. I think you guys know your guys' strengths. You guys know each other very well. You're familiar with each other. Although it's not malicious, there's still that fun, friendly, competitive shit talk that gets people excited about a match like this, because it's high level, man. I mean, you guys are both high level arm wrestlers. So Greg Brown says, damn, Freddy, the underdog even after beating Eric Wolf. I mean, I think there's a lot of reasons why Miguel would be considered the favorite, regardless of his accolades. But I think what it comes down to is, in Miguel, I hope that after this it does happen, is you compete more, you get more super matches. I think you go to a lot of pretty much all the majority of the Arizona tournaments, but getting your name out there, I mean, for someone that's been in the game 10 plus years, I really think that there are some super matches nationwide other than Freddy that we could line you up with that could be just as big, if not bigger, that could get, spotlight for you out here, man. So
no, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. Just everything's all about, who's ready to. One guy I've been wanting to pull, like, even at a lighter weight class, was Tim Talamaz.
Oh, yeah?
That guy.
I love that. That's easy.
He does not want to pull me, but it is what it is.
I love it.
He's ranked number 6. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's just, he lives here. Why not?
Absolutely.
So there's certain matches I want, but as of right now, my schedule's kind of booked up till like August. But definitely I love the super match thing more than tournaments. I love tournaments, but dude, those things will take
all day,
an entire day. And for a puller like me that only pulls right-handed, so I have to sit there for like 5 hours before I go up.
Yeah.
And then have to wait another 2 hours till they go back down to the weight classes. Left arm all the way.
Then you gotta wait to the end for the finals most of the time.
Yes. That shit sucks. I'm tired. I'm hungry. I'm just like, fuck this.
I'm drunk by the time the finals come around.
Or if there's a bar, I'm gonna come back faded.
That's what I'm saying. I'm drunk by the time the finals start. If it's 6 hours long.
And at least as long as it's a super match, you kind of have a little timetable to where you know what time you're gonna go up.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I totally agree. Super matches are definitely kind of sweeping the nation, starting to kind of find their way more accessible than tournaments because of probably that reason alone. I think tournaments are really good for what they're good for. I think they're always going to be around. I think they're good for the classic, the nostalgia of the sport. It's still got its reasons why it's so nice and good for I don't want to say a stepping point or a gauge, but it's pretty much where arm wrestling started. So I would hate for it to ever see it go away. I love tournaments, but I definitely agree with every word that you just said. Being somewhere for 6 hours, 7 hours, I don't want to be anywhere other than my own home for that long, let alone with a bunch of other stinky men. So no, I think for the most part, guys, I got everything I wanted. As far as questions out of the way, I wanted to end it right there at about an hour and a half, so it's watchable. Freddie can get it in bed at a good time because it's probably late there, bro. I can bet it's probably a little late there. So thank you for sticking with us. But any
It's like 10.
oh, okay, not that bad. I thought it was like almost midnight.
Hey, well, regardless of what happens between me and you, Miguel, I think both of us need to put our name out there and, go out and do like Arm Wars or Monster Factory or something like that, bro. Because we got to let them know what's up, bro. Mexa power, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love
all
it.
Day, baby, all day.
Let's get it. Let's get it.
I appreciate you guys. I'm super jacked about April 15th. Thank you, everybody that stuck around and listened to these guys. It's going to be a huge event. It's going to be a great time. Both of these guys are going to put it all on the table. I know that. I promise you that. Reach out to these guys. I'll put on their Instagrams in the chat below in the bio. You guys, any closing statements? Anything?
Go ahead, Freddie.
Hey, well, thank you so much, John, for having us here on the Armtillery YouTube channel. Give him a sub. Give me a sub, Freddy Sanchez Armwrestling also, so you can stay in the loop with everything. Miguel, follow him on socials. I don't know if you have a YouTube, bro, but thank you guys for having me. It's going to be a hell of a time. I can't wait. Miguel, be ready or not, bro. Let's do it.
Hell yeah, bro.
I love it. Miguel?
Right on, John. Thanks for having us, bro. Appreciate you, man. Fucking, I appreciate you doing this.
Hell yeah.
When you hit me up, I was like, yeah, let's do it. I know there ain't gonna be shit talk between me and Freddie. We're real good friends.
Yeah.
On the table, I might get a little.
I can't guarantee that once I'm there.
Off the table, we're brothers, man. We're brothers and shit, man. My goal is
for sure
to give the crowd a hell of a time and a hell of a show. Everybody wants to see a badass show.
Yeah, and that's exactly why I wanted to do this, because you guys are studs, you guys are standouts, you guys are talents. I think everybody knows your guys' names, especially respectively from your guys' own states. But I think, like we all said, like Greg said, like we all said, the next step after this is getting you guys big time, because you guys are there. You guys are right at that level where it's like, man, you guys are there. So it's a privilege. It's a pleasure. We'll see you guys April 15th, and thank you guys a ton.
Thank you for having us, John. Hey, shout out to my team, Westside Arms, baby. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.
All right, y'all.
Like.